Our first reading comes from Mark 11, 1 through 11. As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent two of his disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and just as you enter it, you will find a colt tied there, which no one has ever ridden. Untie it and bring it here. If anyone asks you, 'Why are you doing this?' say, 'The Lord needs it, and we'll send it back here shortly.'" They went and found a colt outside in the street, tied at the doorway. As they untied it, some people standing there asked, "What are you doing untying that colt?" They answered as Jesus had told them to, and the people let them go. When they brought the colt to Jesus and threw their cloaks over it, he sat on it. Many people spread their cloaks on the road, while others spread branches they had cut in the fields. Those who went ahead and those who followed shouted, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the coming kingdom of our father David. Hosanna in the highest heaven." Jesus entered Jerusalem and went into the temple courts. He looked around at everything, but since it was already late, he went out to Bethany.
While folks are coming up, I want to say a couple of things about our special music today. The beginning part is in Swahili, and it means "let your light shine." Further in the song quotes Dr. Martin Luther King, who I'm sure was at least metaphorically quoting Jesus when he said, "Darkness cannot drive out the darkness, only light can. Hatred cannot drive out the hatred, only love can."
Shine. You've had singing. You've had dancing. You have plants. Now you get a quiz. I've had all the things that could make you nice and cozy, and I've lured you into my trap. What does this word, Hosanna, mean? You sang it. You said it. You're waving palms about it. Do you know what it means? God is the best. God is with us. God is with us. Save us.
We are saved.
We are saved. Hey, hey, says Paula. Rejoice. This word is complicated. This word is just like today. This word is just like us. An estuary of multiple definitions crashing into each other where freshwater and saltwater churn to make deadly tides. This word is complicated. You see, in the first century, they loved parades. Parades were a huge thing. In fact, they had parades all the time. Usually, they had a parade after every war, because it's a great time for a parade. It's how most of the things in Rome got there, if you're wondering, paraded in as war trophies. Obelisks, sculptures, statues, parts of buildings traveled in on parades, parading the victory and the destruction. This parade culture was popular, so much so that every Passover there was a parade in Jerusalem. No one had killed anybody recently, like maybe since Tuesday, but the parade was there to remind the population who was in charge. The parade was there to keep everybody in line. Because that's what parades did, right? They told you who was in charge. It's often still how we use parades, whether we mean to or not. Loudly proclaiming who's in charge and who makes the rules or who we want to make the rules. Parade culture hasn't really changed. And so it is not surprising that in the first century, around Passover, the governor, Pilate, was having his usual parade into the city. And so it wouldn't be surprising then that there would be counter parades. Parades that might proclaim a different story. Parades that might share a vision that would be opposite or counter to the one being proclaimed on the other side of town. And here is where our story sort of starts. Jesus decides to have a parade. I would have preferred bubbles, but he picked donkeys, which is fine. Donkeys are cool, smelly, it's fine. And they decide to parade into Jerusalem. Every good parade needs people. And so I imagine collecting up those that they knew, they decided to start. Walking down what is not a very long road, actually. For those of you who have been to the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem, you know that walk. It's short, and it's a rolling hill. It comes down from above the city, bends down, and then comes back up. It's an old walk to the east gate. And people gathered up, and they started shouting this word, Hosanna. The only other time this word comes up is in Psalm 118. That's it. On Palm Sunday and one other time. And the only time it is used, it's as Jim said, It means save me. It is a lamentation. It is not, in its original context, a joyful cry, but a plea, a begging, an earnest need. And when we think that if the crowd, knowing this, may have proclaimed at Jesus to be saved, our heads might quickly jump to the American context of salvation. But in the first century, it would be an honest plea for safety from the parade on the other side of town. For freedom and a plea of safety from a system that hurt and broke and taxed and destroyed people. It was perfectly happy to end lives because it was Tuesday, or Wednesday, or Thursday, or Friday, or Saturday. And so on this day, a different way of proclaiming came out. A cry of save us. Our gospel writers have reinterpreted it to be a joyful cry. So those of you who said, hey, hey, or rejoice are not far off. Because just like this estuary of feelings where we are, this word got transmuted and changed and holds both connotations at the same time. It can mean save us, save me, help. And it can also mean sort of a great one who can save. It can be an honorific, and it can be a cry. How often do you feel pulled in two places at once right now? How often have you said, I'm fine, the world's falling apart, but I'm fine? How often have you said, it's okay today, I'm just here, but I don't know where I'll be next? This feeling is what the word is living, is this tension. This cry becomes not only something that we want to hear, but something to proclaim. Because I think it's important to know that Pontius Pilate was not the king of Rome or Jerusalem. He was an elected governor, one who was chosen to be placed in charge, and yet lived in such a space that instead of representing what people needed and wanted, led people in a way that harmed and destroyed. This parade of Jesus, this complicated, honorific, joyful, passionate cry for help mimics where we stand today. Feeling pulled in so many directions, called to answer so many needs, and wondering how we're not going to be pulled apart by the depth of the hosannas we hear. Some of you brought signs this morning because maybe you have been in places where you have raised a sign. Would you be brave enough to lift it in the air if you brought one? The only good orange monarch is a butterfly. Only love wins. We are the majority. Peace. Imagine being afraid of diversity, but not dictatorship. These are hosannas. These are the cries of today. These are the rallying cries, but also the desperate pleas, because you wouldn't have put them on a sign if they didn't matter to you. You wouldn't have taken them to the streets if it didn't matter to you that someone read them. You wouldn't have put them there if your heart wasn't burning for them to be proclaimed. That is the word Hosanna. That is what it means. It means a proclamation of desperate need that we can do this. This Sunday, this space is about acknowledging that we have a palm to raise. We have a place to stand to proclaim that the love of God is about abundant love. That it is about being a place that holds each other, that links up when we fall. That this love endures, but that this love is frail. That we can break, that we can fall apart. Complicated. Falls apart. We put it back together and it falls apart again. This is what it means to write those signs. This is what it means to proclaim Hosanna. This is what it means to follow Jesus at this time. It's complicated. It's hard. It means recognizing that good news is not a static proclamation that you can have and keep. It means that the good news you had yesterday might not be around tomorrow. It means recognizing that no political system is going to keep us safe. It means knowing that God lives and has always been. In empire, in democracy, in autocracy, in anarchy, in all places, this love survives. That's what this is about. It's about linking up and caring. It's about loving through the falling apart. It's about coming back together. It's about waking up. It's about getting rest. It's an estuary. It's impossible. And it's our faithful call to step into it and to hold each other. You may feel more confused than when you got here.